Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, everybody. Welcome. And as we're waiting for people to come in, I'm going to try to attempt to put you guys in the tripod. So bear with me as I get you in the tripod and attempt not to hurt myself. Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome. And good morning. Bear with me. Hi, Sherlyn. Hi, Angel. Hi, Tracy. Eva. Hello. Mia. Happy New Year to anyone I haven't seen live or otherwise. Happy New Year. I'm still crooked. The weirdest thing. So I'm trying to work on this tripod thing. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome Friday. Happy Friday, I guess. A new trend. Hello, everyone. Again, if I'm wobbling and yes, my tree is still up. Christmas for me, well, one, I'm Catholic, and Christmas lasts until I think 2 days ago, and then two, I just like having my Christmas tree beyond the normal time. It's weird, I know. Okay, welcome everybody. I think I finally got this thing to work. Hello, happy Friday. I can finally just go with you guys and not have to worry about my phone tilting. Happy Friday. What are you up to? Are you excited about the day, the weekend, plans? So many amazing things happening. Happy New Year. Thank you. Happy New Year too. Right? It's a struggle to get the phone and the thing together. Anyways, and before we get started, I'd love for you to go ahead and share the scope because I'm going to share with you 5 effective strategies that will help you get visible and market your business. Yes, my tree is still up. And it's going to be up for the next few scopes, just so y'all know, because I actually put my tree up a little bit later. So I want to feel the Christmas vibe still. Also, I'm excited for the weekend too. Hi from NYC. So we're going to talk about five effective visibility and marketing strategies that you can use right now that are completely for free and that will allow you to make money and help you make more money in your business and also grow your list, whatever your end goals are. Hello, Allison. So I'm super excited about this. So let's get started. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing. My name is FabyGiordani from FabyGiordani.com. And if you're just joining me for the first time, I'd love for you to put new in the chat box so I can welcome you. And I am a business and brand coach for female entrepreneurs who desire to build successful online empires. And I help them do that through visibility, proper strategy, and implementation to reach their end goal, which is to have a freedom-based business and of course to make more money. So I'm excited to share with you these 5 steps. There's so many things you can learn, but I wanted to share this with you because I don't think I've done this before. I've shared marketing strategies here and there, but I don't think I've done a full 5, especially with the visibility and the marketing combo. So again, before we get started, we have 38 people in the room, which is awesome. And I don't know if I'm leaving this up, so don't hop off if you want to know all 5, and then be mad at me when I take it down. Okay? All right, so no promises there. I didn't have any more room to put no replay in the hashtag. So just so you know, if you show up, stay with me. So thank you so much for sharing. Again, you can swipe right on your phone, tap the little dude, and share either on Twitter, Facebook, and of course, Periscope. I was about to say Instagram. My mind is so wired for Instagram. Crazy. All right, so welcome. If you're new, again, pop. Good morning, Elisha. Yes, definitely. We need to catch up. So if you're new to the room, I'd love for you to type in new in the chat box and let me know, whatever it's called. So that we can welcome you properly, okay? And then after this, we're going to do wins because I have an interview at 12, so I can't come back on for a happy hour, okay? All right, so hello. Okay, so the first one is live streaming. So the first visibility and marketing strategy I would recommend for you. New, welcome. Allison, I've seen you before. Welcome. Haven't caught me live in a while. Okay, awesome. Welcome. Hello, Mia. King, hello. Welcome. Awesome. I know. So you are, you're not new. We know. All right. So, the first one that you are, that I recommend to you is live stream. So if you don't know what live stream is, one is what you're doing now. I'm pretty sure you are familiar since you're in Periscope with me. Periscope is one, Facebook Live, Blabs. These are forms of, I think Meerkat too is a form of live stream, but having access to a live stream or doing live streams is very important for your business and it helps you. It is a free visibility tool. Here's why. When you do a video, people can't really ask you questions, right? They may post underneath the video, but when we're live streaming, we're able to connect with each other like we're doing right now. You can ask questions, I answer them. You can connect with me on a deeper level because we're talking about my Christmas tree, we're talking about my morning. The flow is a lot easier. Whereas if I were to record a video for YouTube, even though I'm going to be myself, I'm going to represent my brand, I'm probably going to be more structured, right? Not that you can't be structured on a live stream. My point is, it's easier for people to get to know and fall in love with you. And the most important piece of building a brand is that relationship aspect. It's like, you don't ask someone to marry you on the first date, and you have to get to know them a little bit more before you say, hey, pop the question, right? That question for us as business owners is like either join my list or buy this product from me. But the key here is that in your business, you want to build relationships, and live stream is so key to building your relationships with your audience, and of course, building your brand and making money. So as you build relationships with people on live stream, you can start offering them things like freebies. You can offer them free webinars, get them on your list, and maybe later on offering, it doesn't have to be later. I've had people buy from me directly from a live stream. As a matter of fact, my Hustle Fearlessly launch, the first time I launched it was strictly on Periscope. So, and a lot of the ladies met me on Periscope directly. Some of them I've worked with before or seen or connected with before. But majority of the ladies who joined that launch for that program came directly from, yes, exactly, Eva, directly from Periscope. So live stream is the first one. If you're ready for number 2, I'm going to start being more engaging on my scopes, because sometimes I feel like I'm just going through the list, right? If you're ready for number 2, I'd love to see more hearts. And of course, you can type in number 2 in the chat box. So number 1, live stream. You're awesome. So number 1, live stream is a key here. So if you're ready for number 2, let me know and I'll share it with you. 2, Spicy Nanny, I love your name. Awesome. Anyone else ready for number 2? Lots of 2s from Angel. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. So 2, ready. Awesome. Number 2 are webinars. So you guys know that my Periscope is a little slow. We got to fix that. But yay, number 2s. So hey, Leah. So number 2, webinars. Here's why I love webinars. I used to be terrified of doing webinars or anything with video, and most of these are going to be video, but they're good for you. Number 2, webinars. The reason why I mention webinars is because it does a few things for you. It allows you to build your list, because with a webinar, ideally you want people to opt in to join you, right? Hey, so that it can be on your list, which is beneficial for you and your business, especially if you have any kind of online aspect to your business. Even if you don't have an online aspect, which I recommend, website and a list, this is a great way to grow that list. It's also a great way to build that know, like, and trust factor in terms of your expertise. So we can do that here on Periscope, but the difference is on Periscope, anyone can join, which is the same thing with webinars, but with webinars, you can do a specific topic. So I wouldn't hop on a scope or join a webinar if it wasn't something I wanted to learn or interested in hearing about, right? Same thing. But with webinars, I can showcase my expertise a little bit further, because there's an expectation that a webinar is anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, where sometimes on scopes, you're like, I don't have that time to listen or watch a full scope, especially if 30 minutes of it is, hey girl, hey, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's structure is their Periscope's different. But if the first 10, 15 minutes is, hey girl, hey, and I have to try to figure out what it is in a webinar, it's easier for me to hop on live and I can see that person's expertise, because they're going to teach me something. Okay. So webinars are a great way. And if you don't know what to do in terms of webinar topics, here's some ideas for lists for webinar topics, or even Periscope topics, or just topics for your content period, which you can also merge into webinars. I'd love to see hearts, people. I love hearts. Okay. Hearts tell me that you love what I'm saying over here, and I should keep going. Okay. So in terms of how to come up with your topic ideas for Periscopes, webinars, whatever you want to do, think about keeping a question bank. So I get a lot of questions over social media, through email, and what I do is I take copy and paste them in a document on in a spreadsheet on Google Drive, Google spreadsheet, whatever it's called, and then I save that. So when I want to come up with ideas, even for programs, if I see a common question, like 50 of the same questions that I can answer in a webinar, let's do that, or send it in an email, or put it in a blog post, or do a Periscope about it. Other ways of coming up with content, because people are like, it's so hard to come up with content for webinars. What do I teach? Ask your audience straight up. Listen, what do you want to learn? I'm thinking about doing a series of webinars in the next few weeks. What do you want to learn? It's just that simple. I've gotten, like, in the first, when I first launched my business, didn't have a huge audience. And that, again, by the way, does not, cause you not to make money. But it helped me understand where they were coming from, because I asked. So if you don't ask, you won't know. So if you're really feeling stuck, ask your audience. It doesn't have to be a full-on survey. It could just be a simple Facebook post. Hey, everybody. Thanks for the love. Hey, everybody. What are you thinking about? This is some of the ideas that I have. What do you want to learn? I'm going to do some webinars about them. Okay. Now, webinars can do twofold. You can do, to make money, you can also do paid webinars at a smaller fee. Or you can also do, free webinars. I do a combination, and the reason why I do a combination is because when I do my free webinars, I run Facebook ads to them, and that you don't have, this is not part of the free trend, but I run Facebook ads to them, and most of the people are meeting me for the first time. Sometimes you can do paid people you've never met before. Hey, Young Finances, but generally, I want that impression to be, let's talk about it. Let's see me as an expert, and then you're more likely to buy when I'm giving. So to me, we give value here on Periscope, and I don't often scope as much as I want to because of other things, but I know that webinars are a great way to showcase my expertise, so I do that. But you can do paid webinars. I have clients running paid webinars for anywhere from $10 to $30, and they're converting like crazy, and they're making money so they can put back in their business. So that is a great way of doing, making cash and also educating and giving value to your audience. Ready for number 3? Who's ready for number 3? Drum roll, please, or heart roll, please. Ooh, heart roll. That's a good one. If you're ready for number 3, I'd love to see those. Thank you for recapping. I'd love to see those hearts. And you can let me know in the chat box. I'm ready for number 3. Just say 3. All right, I'm going to give it a second here because, it takes a while for it to load. But yes, number 3. Are you ready? All right. So number 3, which is one of my favorites, are joint trainings and joint collaborations. Okay. This is not podcasts or interviews, which I'll talk about, but number 3 are joint trainings. Okay. So heart roll, please. I know, I love that. So number 3 are joint trainings. And what are joint trainings? You can do joint webinars with other people, joint blabs. You can even do joint periscopes. And another thing you can do with aside of joint trainings are like, I know that people call them pass the cast with Periscope or Periscope train or scope trains. You can do something like that. So you all come up with a theme for your scope train, and me and maybe 5 of the ladies, and we are basically, what we're going to do is I'll start, and then I'll pass the cast and let people know they need to go follow or watch the scope that this person's handle is going to do, and they will do the same until it ends. But you want to make sure you're collaborating with the right people that's going to give quality content and that are not crazy. Let me repeat that part. Quality content, collaborate on a specific theme. It helps your audience follow along, because why would I want to go to the next one if it's random and it has nothing to do with the other? And lastly, that they're not crazy. Here's why I say that, because I've watched them, and it's like this person has nothing. It makes no sense. It's like, what are they talking about? And they're yelling at the audience. It's just not cool. And you don't want to send your people, oh noes. Okay. If it keeps freezing, go out and come back in. But you don't want to send your amazing audience, because again, you're building your business, and these are the people who are going to buy from you. And you don't want to be like, ooh, Fabio's a little crazy. She keeps sending me to crazy people. No. But I love the idea of doing the pass the cast or scope train, but also you can do joint trainings with people. You can even be a part of blabs where, you do interviews with other people, and they bring their audience too, because they're being interviewed on your blab show. Which brings me to my next point. You don't even have to let me know, because I know you're ready. It's podcast and interviews and guest blogging. Yes, number 3 is joint training. So I know you're ready for number 4, but I'll have you tell me if you're ready for number 5. But podcast, interviews, guest blogging are very important for your business. So, and I don't mean just random guest blogging at a random person's blog if they have like 200 visitors a year. That's not worth it, right? We need a guest blog where they're actually getting traffic, and it makes sense for your business. So I would say, even though it sounds scary, Huffington Post is a great place to guest blog. They do accept guest blogs. I believe it's YFS, Young Fabulous and something. It's an entrepreneur magazine. I forgot the name of it. I don't know why. They accept guest blogs. Entrepreneur magazine. They actually accept articles, but they do accept guest blogs for their website. Even Essence magazine accept guest blogs. Is very specific, but I know that I think they pay. Yes, YFS. Thank you. So I'm not sure about the Essence payment thing. You have to check into it, but major magazines are looking for online guest bloggers, and it's up to you to take the leap and apply, right? I did it for Huffington Post, and it was so simple. And I was like, I'm just going to pick a topic, email it, and go from there. And it's really easy. I will definitely help you do that, Angel, in the program. But I can, what I want to recommend for you right now in terms of guest blogging, let's talk about the blogging first, and we'll talk about the podcast. In terms of guest blogging, go to your favorite site. So let's say you're a health coach. There's a lot of different sites that you can go to. I believe there's I forgot what it's called, an elephant site. There's food bloggers. I know that Denise Duffield Thomas used to allow guest bloggers, but she doesn't anymore. But that was an opportunity. She has a massive audience. Didn't know Essence. Yes, they do. A lot of hair bloggers actually blog for Essence, and sometimes they reach out to them, but at the bottom there's the option to write for us. So when you go to major magazines and major sites, you can go to write for us. Now In terms of getting featured, there's this website called Help a Reporter Out. Help a Reporter Out. Let me see if I can get it for you guys. And Help a Reporter Out is basically a resource for journalists that are looking for stories. So if you want to find, if you want to be featured, for example, in the news, yes, Haro. If you want to be featured in the news in your local area, you can definitely submit and become a source. But your story has to be something that's compelling enough for them to put you on TV, and they're not going to pay you. So just be aware, you ain't getting paid. Okay. I'm just letting you know that right now. Especially in the news outlets, most of the time they're giving you promotion. Why should they pay you? So be okay with that. It's your time that you're giving, but Help a Reporter Out is right. Let me show you that. Let me pull this website real quick so I can show you. This is a problem with putting this in a stand. It's hard to switch, but we'll make it happen, Captain. All right, don't mind my desk. I've been working on it. So this is Help a Reporter Out. Cleaned it and it got messy again. Don't judge me. Just for today though. This is Haro, and you can go here if you're a journalist. Obviously, you will be here. If you're a source, they're here. And they're looking for. This is basically helping them find stories, and you can submit your story. I've had friends and clients who've gotten featured in different things because of this, okay? So go to, just type in helpareporter.com in your search box, or on Google, just put Help a Reporter Out and you can just find it. But this is it. This is a great resource. Now, number one thing don't get featured in things because they let fear get in the way, the fear of rejection. I don't care because here's the thing that I think about fear of rejection before I reintroduce myself. When you think about it, you didn't have it in the first place, so when they say no, it doesn't really matter, now does it? Yvonne Echo gives info on getting on TV too. Awesome. See, definitely. And follow people who have been on TV. They'll give you great tips on that as well. Hello, everyone who's just joining me for the first time or for this scope. I am FabyGiordani from FabyGiordani.com, and I am a business and brand coach for entrepreneurs who desire to build successful online empires, and I help them do that through strategy, implementation, visibility, to get to their end goal of freedom and financial freedom as well. Yes, nothing to lose. That's what, whenever I apply for something, I'm like, I didn't have it. So when I get it, it's a plus in my life. Hey, how are you? So it's a plus in my life. So I don't of course I'm fearful. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm so fearless. But what I realize is when I don't take action, then I'm basically stopping myself from getting the success that I want. So definitely go through that. Now, in terms of podcasts, you don't need to go to Help a Reporter Out, but podcast interviews, basically reach out to them. It's that simple. I've had interviews where they come to me, but some of them that I've been receiving and I'm going to be receiving this year is just me asking, just saying, I listen, and be knowledgeable of the podcast too. Here's the thing. Most of the time people tell you no, or heck no, you can't do a podcast interview is because you weren't listening to their podcast in the first place and you weren't really a part of their tribe. You don't really know what it's about. So pick the podcasts that are, that have your audience as well. Because sometimes we get excited. Do your research. Exactly. We get excited about being featured and we don't realize this is not even my audience. It's kind of a waste of time. Now, if this person has a wider audience that's going to help you reach your audience, maybe think about it. But if their audience are like, for me, I don't work with grandmas. Now, if the grandma wants to start a business, great. If she wants to learn how to be a better grandma, I can't help you. So I wouldn't go into a podcast on how to be a better grandma, but I would, if the grandma audience is going to start a business or own a business, perfect. Then I would definitely do that podcast. But it's as simple as going to iTunes and doing research on your favorite podcasts and also the ones that you listen to. There's a lot of amazing new podcasters that have an audience somewhere else, but they're new to podcasting and they're looking for guest experts as well. So you can certainly apply to work with them. I know a lot of my students from Hustle Fearlessly, I know at least 3 who are starting a podcast. And I was featured in different podcasts last year, a combination of me asking and also them reaching out to me. Visibility is important, right? When you're visible, people are more likely to say, hey girl, hey, let's talk about you being on my podcast. And if it fits the criteria, then great. All right. In that same category, before I move on to the next one, in terms of visibility for guest things, I would say telesummits. So when I first launched my first ever business, I did telesummit called Empower One Woman. What I think I'm going to start again this year for Women's Month, just for fun, but it will have a twist of entrepreneurship in it, which it did actually the first time. But my point is, I did that telesummit. It was okay for the most part, but the amazing ladies who joined in it, they brought their audience too. So it wasn't just me telling my audience, oh, I'm having this, but they brought their audience, say, I'm being interviewed by Fabiola. Here's a link. I didn't do opt-ins for this one. I just wanted to help empower other women to take action in their lives. But I know better now that I need to have like opt-ins and things like that. It's going to help both the person. So think about it this way. If you do a telesummit, right, or you get invited, let's talk about how you would do one. You would do a telesummit, right? The key goal for them is to, expand their audience, your sharing audiences, but also educating the audience. But the key here would be some incentives for the people who are going to be interviewed by you would be like you can, share the list. So people who you put a disclaimer at the bottom, right? You remember that when you were part of it. And people who are opting in, you can put a quick disclaimer saying that, we're not sharing your information, but this will go in the bucket for this program. So some incentives for that person is that we'll bring our audience together. We'll have that massive list. We can share the information. Now, I just want to be very specific. Make sure you check out the rules for sharing content and information. But I'm pretty sure if you put a disclaimer at the bottom of that lead page or whatever it is, letting them know it's going to go through a bucket for that particular conference is great. But that's not the only incentive for that person. Being able to get in front of your audience is important as well. I haven't counted my total audience from all my numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's up there, and it'll be a great exposure for that person. So think about it that way, pitching it that way. And of course, the ability to share your knowledge and expertise with others. All right. And I think that was all I wanted to say. So you can be interviewed or join other telesummits. When people reach out to you, read your emails. I remember, end of 2014, I got so many invitations for podcasts and things that I didn't get to because I didn't read my emails. Busy being busy. Filter that sucker out. You can go to, you can go to your Gmail and you can filter specific words like podcast, interviews, guest blogging if you're being invited to a special place to guest blog, and filter it into a folder. That way every week or every 2 to 3 days, you go into that folder and see, obviously it's going to tell you when it becomes dark and there's numbers in there, but it'll tell you, hey, you have 5 emails that contain these words. Great. Let me go in there and see if I'm being invited to something. I missed at least 30 opportunities at the end of 2014 because I didn't actually open my email. So, right? You have to be on your email like white on rice. But for me, I get so many emails that it's better to filter, okay? Are you ready for number 5? Are you ready for number 5, which is an awesome opportunity? Yes, number 4, podcast plus guest blogging, telesummits, and interviews of any kind. So whether it's on TV or not. 30, right? I suck at email and I have a team now that's going to filter through, but it's better to have, just in case, like, for example, at the end of the year, I gave my team time off. Who was going to read my emails? Me. So it's better to filter. All right, you ready for number 5? The last one that really worked for me. So I was asked the other day, I remember I think it was from February through April, I didn't write my email list anything at all, right? Yes, it's a great idea to filter. Definitely helps. I didn't write anything to them, so my email list was basically dead. So when I relaunched my site, people were like, I don't care about what you're talking about. We haven't heard from you in forever. A great way to revive my list was doing challenges. So number 5 is challenges, doing challenges. You can do joint challenges. You can do individual challenges on your own. So, for example, a joint challenge that one of my friends did was, and it was a great way. I will definitely recap. A great way that she did, she joined Beachbody, and she does other things. She's an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur. But she joined Beachbody not only because she was constantly buying the Shakeology and all the programs. She's like, man, I got to make money off of this, right? And one of the great ways to jumpstart that, she did a free challenge with her Beachbody coach or her upline. And it was like a fitness challenge. So they gave exercise and things like that. They created a Facebook group. They had people opt in. So be smart with your challenges now. Let's start with this. Number 1, if you're going to do whether joint or individual challenge, make sure you're collecting those emails. Why? You need to stay in contact with people. Not all challenges have to end in the end result of you selling something, but you want to be in contact with those people because you're giving them all this awesome value, but you also want to build that relationship with them for future things. So for her, she did this awesome banner because she's a designer, and got people really excited about getting ready for the new year and being a part of this challenge. And guess what? To help elevate their exercise journey or whatever, their fitness journey. Awesome. To help elevate their fitness journey, guess what she offered? She offered a package that she specially curated for those in the challenge that include the Shakeology and some of the videos or exercises, DVDs that they were going to do inside of the challenge. Oh, thank you. So inside of the challenge, which is a great idea, don't you think? If you're in MLM and you do a free challenge like that, 5 days, you're giving them free exercise, free whatever, free accountability, whatever it is. her upsell to the people in the group at the end and during the challenge to help them elevate, especially if you're doing like a 30-day challenge, would be to offer them a special package for Shakeology and whatever exercise will go into it. I think it was Pyo or something at the time. I don't know how to pronounce it. But that's a perfect combination. Why? I hope you guys can still see me. A perfect combination because of the fact that it allows them to buy the product, test it out, and have that accountability to get results. Why? If I get results, I'm going to keep buying this and I'm going to keep being a part of your whatever offer that you're doing, right? So it's a great combo. She was able to just take whatever, create that special package for them and just for people who join the challenge. And that is a great incentive. Not only are you getting healthy, you're getting a great deal on this product and you're going to get accountability. How many of us have bought stuff, right? And we just go into it, we don't do it. Great way to sell your product and have lifers, like creating customers that's going to be returning customers because of that. My challenge was awesome for list building. Short links help. Yes, they do. Definitely. Bitly is my favorite thing, and because I like it for several reasons, which we'll probably do a Bitly scope one day. And then if you're doing, that was a joint example. If you're doing a single challenge, think about what your audience need right now. And what is your end goal? I always tell you guys this in your marketing, there needs to be an end goal. Am I growing my list? Am I going to sell something? Am I going to prime them to sell something? What is the purpose of this challenge? It shouldn't just be, I'm doing a challenge. So when I did the Empower One Woman, I did it to empower women, but I didn't have any business end goals. You can have more than one goal. So yes, empowerment was up here, but there should have been a business end goal of growing my list of women who would be interested in whatever I would offer at the end. And I'm going to backtrack as a bonus tip for you guys in terms of the telesummits. If you create one, I'll give you a bonus tip for that. So think about what does your audience need right now? Exactly. Number 5 challenges. And what can I solve it in a challenge? Now, my recommendation for challenges, listen up, is lean in. Is you don't want a super long, crazy challenge. Here's why. We have a short attention span. I believe that we are in a microwave society, and I'm okay with that. And if you get offended, my bad. But the reality is, do you really have time to do a 30-day challenge? You may, but most people do not. So think about your audience and what can you help them get in a short amount of time. So 5 day, I say no more than 7 days. I wouldn't even do after. And I noticed that if you have, whether it's MailChimp, if you have an email system, you'll notice that when you start sending the emails after day 3 or 4 people, it starts declining, right? So I make my clients do 3 to 5 day challenges. And if they're like, oh, this information is so much, I have to split it up 7. I make sure that I do 7, but day 4 and 5, I start whatever promotion I'm doing. So as they're going through the challenge, I start priming them, hey, this is coming up, so they don't drop off. But I would say 3 to 5 days, but no more than 7. Just like the ebook idea. Don't go crazy and write a whole big old ebook. 7 days is rough, right? Especially during Christmas. And at the end, if you're pitching something, you lose people. You don't want to lose people. And if you try me on this, you can test me out. Do a 3-day challenge, a 5-day challenge, and a 7-day challenge. And see the difference in terms of the conversion. You'll see, and I've done it thousands of times with myself. Well, not thousands myself, but lots of times. Let me just say that I don't have the number. Lots of times myself and with my clients. And they've noticed a difference because I had a client who came to me with a 15-day challenge. She's like, day 3, people are dropping off. Yeah, 1, you gave away the farm. And 2, yeah, they don't want to keep going through this, okay? Now, my bonus tip, I'm going to circle back to the podcast interviews and actually the telesummit piece. What I wanted to say is you can actually sell your telesummit. So I've been a part of telesummits where people offered the live version for free and maybe a replay for up to certain hours. And because the content was so good, they sell that at the end. So you can do a package deal. So as you send your emails to people, so that's another way of making money, right? As you're sending people, not even the replay. So what they do is you sign up. I get you on a list so I can keep communication with you. And then you have to join live. And if you can't join live, I might leave it up for 2 to 3 hours. After that, you're going to have to either buy it in a package deal or individual interview, depending on what you want to learn and see. So that's a great idea. And people often think, I'm just going to do it for free. Yes, you gave value. You did all the work, right? You got the interviewer. You actually put it together, everything for them. And the least they can do is show up. And I understand we have jobs and things like that, but the least they can do is show up. And if I give you access to the replay beyond the live, you need to show up, otherwise you need to pay up. And it doesn't have to be thousands of dollars, but I know people who made a killing because they've charged either like $25 per session or per video or even 10, or up to $97 if they have like a bulk of guest speakers. Again, make sure that it's a cohesive theme though, because if I'm talking how to be a better grandma here, how to be a great entrepreneur here, it's kind of confusing and people are like, I'm not buying this bulk, it's ridiculous. So if it's going to be like how to be financially empowered in 2016, bam, that's your telesummit, and that's what we're going to focus on. All our guest speakers are going to talk some aspect of financial empowerment, whether it's through careers, personal finance, entrepreneurship finance, and whatever else, vacation finance, how to really go on vacations for dirt cheap and still have a fabulous vacation. So things like that. Think outside the box. Don't just wait and be like, oh, let's just focus on career, personal, and entrepreneurship. What else in that person's lifestyle or aspect of their life that they want to cover in terms of their finances? So you really want to do that. Now, time for Q&A. I still have time. Great. I have a podcast interview at 12. So I have plenty of time. If you have questions or you want me to help you come up with challenge ideas right now, we can do that. So it's kind of like hot seat / coaching. So those are your 5. Let's do the recap. Number 1, live stream. You can do something like Periscope, Facebook Live, Blabs. Number 2, webinars. You can do individual webinars, paid webinars, free webinars, and joint webinars. Number 3 is joint trainings. You can use a webinar platform to do the joint trainings. But what I like about that is they're exposing each other to each other's audiences, and you're also showcasing the expertise. Same thing with webinars or anything that you do in this, actually. I want to warn you that you want to give good content as you're putting all this effort into all this activity to get free traffic and build your business and make money. You still want to give great content, because bad content and I guess shitty content is just as bad as having no content, because people won't return. You want people to return. I definitely want to do a 3-day challenge. Awesome. What do you want it to be about, Angel? If you care to share, because some people are like, I don't want my idea to be taken. But if you care to share, go ahead and pop it in the chat box. Joint trainings, number 3. Number 4, podcast interviews and guest blogging. What questions do you have about photography? How would you use any of these in photography? And 5 challenges. All right, Tracy, if you intend, for example, in 2016 to do photographer workshops, Photography 101, how to get started with your DSLR camera, for example, you can do a 3 to 5 day challenge for newbies who want to learn how to use their camera and then lead them into the funnel for your workshop. Do you think it's best to create a Facebook group for a challenge or just email? I loved having my Facebook group, even though I let it die. I'm going to revive it again. We're working on that for the next few months. But it was a great experience having the Facebook group because I was able to access everyone live. At the time I had MailChimp, it was a hot mess and the emails weren't going out. So the Facebook group was a lifesaver. So it's up to you though. Once you do the challenge, are you going to keep that group going? So I would say, I know that you had a group already, Laisha. Use that same group and just grow it from there. Don't create a new group for each thing. Like my friend who did the Payo / Beachbody, she has 2 different businesses. So yeah, it would have to be split. I want to do a 5-day challenge, but can I, if I have a social organization for young girls? Yes, you can. What are you teaching these young girls? Confidence, maybe entrepreneurship. I had a friend who was a director at Young Entrepreneur or something, and you can do a challenge for them. Yes, definitely revive your group. A challenge is a great way to revive your group. That's one of my strategies for the upcoming weeks. So yeah, you can do anything. Like if it's what I want to know more topics, but definitely I'm a sex therapist, need some help with challenge ideas. Okay. So what are you helping your clients do as a sex therapist? Is it reviving their love lives? Is it, helping with relationship issues that may cause them to not have a sex life? What is it exactly? Think that through. If you want to do a challenge, I don't know if you would do a challenge per se, maybe like an email sequence where they do it on their own. I mean, not everyone's going to shout from the mountaintop, oh my gosh, my libido's back up and I got my mojo back. You never know. But I think doing like an email challenge for them where they take care of it themselves. And you can have groups where it's a private group just for that challenge because, that's your therapist and you know about the private laws and stuff. But I think maybe not, we wouldn't call it a challenge, but more so of like an email course or a training or something like that. I've seen 7-day sex challenges. Yeah. And just come up with a theme for it. Like Valentine's Day is coming up. That's a perfect opportunity. I really don't celebrate Valentine's. I only do it for my husband and my daughter. In my heart, though, it's because of them. But my point is that's a great opportunity to do a challenge leading up to something to Valentine's Day. So people are more prone because like, oh, yeah, Valentine's Day is coming up. I definitely want to get on my game for whatever issues I'm having. And that's a great way of getting yourself in front of your audience and you don't have to pitch anything, but it's a way of pitching to them as well. I need to think about the content. That's my goal to complete this weekend. Awesome. Again, if you missed some of my tips in terms of coming up with topics, I keep a question bank. So questions I get all over social media, Periscopes, emails, I keep them in a question bank on Google Drive. Also, I ask my audience just simply, hey, what do you want to learn? I ask my email list. And when you do surveys to your list or to anyone, make sure you try to keep it simple. No more than 5 questions. I say as little as 3 questions. And their name doesn't matter to me. I want to know what their opinions are on whatever I'm going to offer or teach. And maybe more just enhancing the relationship. Exactly. Think foreplay ideas. Exactly. And you know what? That's a great idea. You can do an email challenge on foreplay ideas and how to satisfy your partner. I'm telling you, a lot of people need that. You better get on that, girl. All right, awesome. So yeah, I like that. How to satisfy your partner is a great challenge. You know what? I hope there are no kids and people listening with their kids, but if you are, please hop off. I'm sorry. But how to have the best sex of your life. And you can talk about that if you're okay with us chatting about this. We're all adults here, right? How to have the best sex of your life. And that'd be a great challenge. Like, here are some ways. And you would break it down. So let's say you have 5 major tips. You can do 2 tips a day, or 5. Well, it would be 6, 2 tips a day for 3 days or 5 days, and giving them examples on what it would be, and maybe books, or maybe things that you've written, like other content, blog posts, or even if you have, let's say you have a book or an audio series or a video, whatever it is, probably not a video, but you can be sharing that with them is my point. Any other questions, concerns, outbursts, ideas for webinars, teleseminars, podcast interviews, blog posts? Some of the places that I've been featured, you can go on my site, FabyGiordani.com, and check it out. I can't even get on my computer and see where I've been featured, but definitely you can be featured anywhere. How would you set up a challenge? Okay, great question. So how I set up my challenges, and I have this guide in my Instagram program that I teach, and it shows you how to do the challenge piece, but I believe, let me pull it up actually so I can better answer this question. Give me 1 second. I know this is dumb, but I have my list created first before. Yeah, you would do the list where they can opt into the list. Yes. And you can also include your people on your list to this actual challenge. Hopefully that answers your question. Let me give you the challenge answer. Ideally, what system are you going to use? Things leading up to enhancing the romance. Oh, I like that. So what system are you going to use to collect those emails? You want to have a landing page. You can use InstaPage. I love lead pages, and I'm a lead page affiliate. I'm proud to say I love it. I've tried everything else, and they all sucked. And I'm fond of EntrePages because I use Entreport. And I think they have a free version of EntrePages. So you can do a lead page. They would opt into that. And then from there, it depends on what your challenge it will be in terms of setting up. Are you going to do a video challenge where you do videos every day? Is it an email challenge where you send them emails every day? Is it an action challenge? Like my last challenge was a Fearless Brand Challenge. They had to do a Periscope every day to qualify for any of the prizes. And you don't have to have prizes. The prize in itself is them taking action and getting results, right? You're already giving the content. So it was an action challenge. So they had to get on and do Periscopes, but I sent them emails about the prompts every day via video or the email. But let me pull this up here because it's taking me forever. But that's some of the ways to do that. So in terms of challenges, what do I have? Okay. So this is general. So the first question is, what is the purpose of my challenge? Is it to grow my list, get leads, products, sales, services? Second, that's how I set it up first, my thought process. Second, what is my theme? So overall theme for your challenge. So whether like the Fearless Brand Challenge, how to get out there and get more visible and build your brand. Great. Get fearless, get on Periscope, start talking to people, right? That's the example of one of my challenges. Number 3, what value will they get from this challenge? So out of this challenge, a lot of people started scoping regularly because of this particular challenge, which was really helpful for people because they got out of their comfort zones and did something about it instead of complaining, oh, I'm never going to scope. I actually helped them with, I believe there was a part where I helped them with the content piece, like how to think through their content to help them set up their scopes. And of course, every day giving them the prompt of what to scope about really helped as well, right? And it got them visible. People got clients from it. So again, focus on that. What are the rules? Do you have any rules? So this is a part of the setup. Do you have any rules that they can and cannot do? One of my rules is you have to Periscope to be qualified for this particular challenge. That's the goal. I was trying to get them to Periscope and get visible. Number 5, will there be a prize? You don't have to offer a prize. Again, the prize in itself is taking action and getting results. But you can offer prizes like a simple, you can create a cheat sheet or a guide or something and give that to them. It could be that simple. Number 6, what hashtags will you use? This is mainly for Instagram, but if you are sharing on Instagram and Facebook, I like to use a hashtag because that's creating a trend. So you can use, if you have a permanent hashtag used for your business, you can use that hashtag throughout, right? So hashtag Fearless Brand, hashtag, hi, welcome, Latasha. So hashtag Fearless Brand. Feel free to invite someone or a friend. Hashtag, what else do I use? I'm sorry. Hustle Fearlessly, hashtag Passport to 6 Figures. So you get my point. Because what that will do is, the reason why I like hashtags, several reasons, but one of them is I think of hashtags as a catalog. We use the hashtags for overall search purposes, but if you think about it, it's a catalog. If you've ever gone on an Instagram hashtag, let's say it's a personal one that someone uses, you can see all their posts. So some of the great ways to build relationships when somebody, I like that, Black Girl Boss. I saw that on Twitter. Thank you so much for including me in that list. You're awesome. So what I want to say is, for example, Black Girl Boss is a great hashtag, right? Because if I went to your Instagram or searched it on Twitter, I can see an archive that's the word I wanted to come up with. Archive, right? You can see an archive. So let's say someone is new to my tribe and as a part of my email sequence, I can say, hey, go check out this hashtag. You'll learn, so much more about this, and that. So it's a great way to do that. Exactly. It creates a hub of your content. I love that. I love that statement, a hub. So again, and then of course, if you redo the challenge, people are more interested in it because they already know that. I help millennials open and successfully operate child care centers. Any challenge ideas? I think for you, if to help them open and operate their child care businesses. It really depends. Thank you. I know. I love this red. I love it. And they actually discontinued it. So I had to buy it in bulk. All right. To answer your question in terms of challenges. Oh, this is what I was looking for. Let me see. Okay. Daycare professionals who are opening them. It could be something as simple, let's say, because you help them open and operate them. So it could be something as simple of a challenge like 5 steps to getting started with your daycare business. Or 5 days to your new daycare business. So how to set up your business in 5 days. And I don't mean the full business, okay? Let me just be clear. I don't need you giving out the whole cow, or the milk or whatever you want to give out. Don't give out the whole farm, I guess. What I would say is if I'm interested and it's my first time and I want to know how to put together the first few steps of getting my business off the ground, like what to do, and like you wouldn't go into anything that a lawyer would, but basic things like step 1, you need to file an LLC. Step 2, find a location. So things like that. So how, 5 days to your daycare center, how to find clients. You can give them, information on a few steps on how to find clients. So this is some of the ways you can lure them in terms of challenges. It will take them through a process. And I would say no more than 3 days. I don't think they need a 5-day challenge for that. 3 days. The first step, here's some of the basic structures you need. And step 2, and you could even partner with an accountant. As an example, if you have an accountant friend who wants to build their audience too, that's a great way for partnerships if you want to do that, because that will exactly the appetizer, because that way you both get business and you both grow your audience. And they can come in and give some tips too. So think about it that way, or a lawyer friend if you have someone. Exactly. Just a taste though. I don't want you to be like, here's how to build your business. And then they won't hire you because there's no need. You already did all of it. But you can, because they're newbies, right? They don't know anything and they need your expertise. It's because you're giving them that taste. It's going to be like, oh my gosh, you're just amazing. I need you now. I need to hire you as a consultant. So hopefully that makes sense. That's a great challenge. And you can do a joint or a single one. You can find someone in the industry that's going to help you with other aspects. Exactly. Nuggets. And nuggets can be good and they can be lengthy. They can be valuable. Don't underestimate a nugget. Okay. Because right now I can dive deeper into this, but there's a lot going on with each of those categories. Like webinars. I have a whole training on webinars. It's so in depth, like how to set them up, what to do, but you guys are still finding it valuable with questions that you're asking. And also, I wouldn't say cookie crumbs. I like the nuggets idea. But give them something, make it valuable, because guess what? When you teach them the basic structures of how to set up their, even if it's not the full setup, like I said, how to get started with their daycare business, they're more likely to say, okay, I'm at the point now where I tried everything else myself. I need you now. Can you please help me finish the rest? And again, it's not a way to dangle bait in front of them. It's a way to giving them value. But again, if you take your consulting business and give it out for free, then you're no longer a consultant. You're a nonprofit. Any other questions, concerns, outbursts? If not, I'm going to hop off and go put on my face so that I can have this interview. When you do partnerships, do you split commissions? Do you pay them a speaking fee? It depends. So what is the end goal for that person? If they don't do it for free, then they don't do it for free. But if they are doing it